Now, the next speaker is Dr. Habiba Al-Safar, who is the director of Khalifa University Center for Biotechnology and assistant professor of biomedical engineering. She's an Emirati research scholar who has a wealth of experience, a professional and educational, that includes a doctorate in philosophy and forensics and medical sciences from Western Australia, a master's degree in medical engineering from the United Kingdom, and also a bachelor's of science in biochemistry from the United States of America, among other accomplishments. She has been part of the DNA crime laboratory at the Dubai Police General Headquarters as a forensics expert. Let's take a look. Please welcome on stage Dr. Habiba Al-Safar.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, students, Dubai Chapter senior managers. It's a pleasure to have been invited to speak to you about my research and what motivated me to pursue my career in science. No pain, no gain. I learned the true meaning of this expression at the beginning of my journey. Even in the earliest years of my life, when people asked me what I want to be when I grow up, I answer scientist. I have always been fascinated by the working of life. The human body is a remarkable machine with many diverse systems, making up an organism that could never be artificially reproduced. My love for science is just one of my reasons for choosing to specialize in genetics. What initially motivated me more to take the path of science was the lack of expertise in genetics in the United Arab Emirates. I enjoy the challenges of being a scientist. I always know that it would be a tough career. I know my aspiration for excellence and to succeed within the medical research profession could help me make a difference to the life in the future. So I decided to pursue my doctorate degree in medical and forensic science in Australia. I specifically chose a disease that was and remain the highly prevalent in the United Arab Emirates, which is type 2 diabetes. And today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of a human life and how important it is to prevent chronic diseases in our beloved country. As you know, diabetes, it has a couple of types of diabetes. There is type 1, where the pancreas does not produce any insulin. Usually it's in the children. We have type 2 diabetes. Basically, your pancreas produces not enough insulin to take the glucose and enter it in the cell. And there is a gestational diabetes where pregnant women get it. So the prevalence of diabetes among the world, by 2020, right now there is 387 million people are suffering from diabetes, and by 2035, more people will be suffering from type 2 diabetes. It's like plus 205 million. 1 in 12 people that are suffering from diabetes, and 1 in 2 people with diabetes, they don't know about it. And every 7 seconds, someone is dying from diabetes. There is $1 in each $1 to spend in healthcare for diabetes. In United Arab Emirates, we rank right now 16 worldwide, with 19% of UAE population living with diabetes. And the UAE estimated that 1 out of 5 people between the age 20 to 79 live with this disease. 750,000 people are diabetic, where 900,000 are at a high risk, and 300,000 that are undiagnosed. The total estimate cost of diabetes in the United Arab Emirates is 60.7 billion dirhams annually. Why diabetes is important to study? Because diabetes is kind of multifactorial disease. Your genetics and environment play a big role in developing the disease. People, they don't die actually from the disease itself. They die from the complication that diabetes causes the patient. Basically, it can affect your brain, it can affect your heart, it can affect your kidney and multi-organs like neuropathy, nephropathy. How many of you guys have a diabetic patient in the family? Raise your hand. So I can see most of you guys have a diabetic member in the family. As you can see, some of them, they are suffering from their vision, from their kidneys, from their heart. So these are the complications of diabetes. What are the risk factors? They are age. The older you get, you are more susceptible to have disease. Lifestyle, the lack of physical activities, being overweight or obesity is a risk factor as well. Social ratio and ethnic group. Some ethnic groups are more susceptible to have diabetes. Like, for example, Indian, they are more susceptible for diabetes because of their food and their culture and the diet habit. Well, genetic also plays an important role in developing chronic diseases. But we found that in the UAE population, 10% is genetic, where 90% is more lifestyle. Why UAE has a high prevalence of diabetes? Again, is it lifestyle? Is it obesity? Is it genetic? Or is it ethnicity? Or there is another factor, which is marriage. It might be one of the risk factors for having diabetes of the obesity. So obesity, it's a chronic diseases as well. Obesity right now, you can see worldwide, UAE, in the region where it's more than 25% of prevalence of obesity. And for example, worldwide obesity has been doubled since 1980. 2.1 billion adults older than 18 years old are overweight and obese. 44 million children were overweight and obese in 1915. And obesity is the 5th leading risk factor for mortality in the world. Basically, obesity, it's causing the diabetes here. It's 90%. It's the lifestyle. It's lack of physical activity. And people, the governments are spending a lot of money in spending in obesity annually, but less than 1% in prevention program. So in UAE itself, we have 66% of men and 60% of women are overweight and obese, and children are higher than American children by 1.8 are obese. So these are very important to understand why obesity are a very high prevalence in the United Arab Emirates before we studied the chronic disease with type 2 diabetes. If you look at our gathering, our parties, our wedding, and even for a family day on Friday usually, most of the UAE national, they have a family day gathering. It's on Friday. If you can see all the kind of food, basically they are all carbs. You can see in the first picture, this is just a normal gathering in one house. And if you look at them, if you are very active in the social media, if you have followers, you will see your friends, your family, always picturing their foods. They are picturing picture of the desserts more than the main course or healthy. And usually, it's very rare for me to find my friends are eating salad or a healthy food. Basically, these pictures are from my friend's Instagram. And also looking at the supermarket, we do sell a lot of stuff in the supermarket in bulk, and you can see the size of Nutella. This is one lady at the supermarket. I stopped her. She was buying 5 of these. I said, "How many days do you does the Nutella stays in your house?" And she said, "Oh, one day it will finish all." I mean, their kids having sandwich of Nutella for breakfast. And also having taxis in the mall. I mean, people, I asked this taxi driver, I said, "Who is your most customer use that?" He said, "GCC people, Arab." And they use the taxi even going from 100 meters, 200 meters. That's really bad. We need to at least walk 30 minutes per day to fight chronic diseases. In 2007, we ranked the second highest prevalence of diabetes in the United Arab Emirates, and 2014 we ranked the 60th. So that's because a lot of effort has been done. The government has initiated a lot of diabetes center, initiated marathons, walking, and also awareness campaign. So our mission is to get United Arab Emirates out of the top 20. And if we can, in 7 years, we were in second and now we're in 16, that's a big jump. And I hope that by changing our lifestyle, by changing our eating habit, and we help each other to prevent the disease, and we will be one of the healthiest country among the world. So we need to work together so our beloved family member can live longer. The age of diabetic patient, it used to be 65 years old. How many of you lost a loved one when they were 60, 65 because of diabetes? I lost my grandma when she was 62. And to help our beloved family, to a member to live longer, we need to fight this disease. We need to prevent it. We need to delay the complication of diseases. How can we do that? We need to start from our home, within our family, within our brothers and sisters, mother, parents, grandfather. Need to train them or to give them awareness about how to eat healthy and how to maintain a healthy life. So fitness is very important. Having a lifestyle is very important. Have a positive energy is the most important, and keep a healthy lifestyle so you can fight the chronic diseases. Thank you. Is there any question?
If a person has Hashimoto, let's say, because the doctors always say if you have one autoimmune disease, you can get another autoimmune disease. They come along. So is diabetes...
Diabetes type 2 is the most preventable disease because many genes involve together to develop the disease, but you can't prevent it by changing your lifestyle. Autoimmune system disease, no, you have it in your body. You cannot prevent it by lifestyle.
Okay. Thank you.